a nun. She's a Catholic nun, and she authored a book. The name of the book is The History of God, How People Perceive God How People Perceive God Through History. It had been said the nun said, the best examples exist in the Holy Quran. What is God? How is God? What is God? It has been in two surahs. One of these surahs, Ibrahim alayhi salam, and the other surah is Moses. The first surah in Ibrahim alayhi salam, it said, Allahumma arini kayfa tuhyi al-mawta. He doesn't see God. He connects with God, but he doesn't see God. But he is curious about that. God, show me how to revive the dead, how you bring them back to life. Then God said, you don't believe me? He said, no, I do believe you, walakin liyatma'inna qalbi. I will feel much more comfortable this way. Then God said, okay, Ibrahim, take these four birds and cut them pieces and put them on the top of the mountain in front of you. And come back to your spot and call them, they will come back alive. And that's exactly what happened. What he did, Ibrahim, he cut them pieces, spread them on the top of the mountain, and he called them, they came back to him. God, I'm sorry, I do believe in you. Okay, the second one, which is Moses alayhi salam. Moses asked God, I would like to see your face. It's like, usually we as a human, we think as a human, everything is a human. Everything is made of material. Everything is, but it's not. So Moses said, Moses, you cannot see me because of the fact I'm not the same entity as you are. You made of mud or some salt or whatever it is. Okay, and as we know, al-malaika and al-jinn are made of energy. The malaika are made of light, and the jinn are made of fire. Both of them are energy. I'm going to say something about energy after I finish this one. Then Moses said, Allahumma arina, I would like to see your face. Ya Musa, oh Musa, innaka lan tarani. Innaka lan tarani, ya Musa. You can't see me because we're not the same thing. Do we see the air? We're not, because we're not the same entity as the air. Anyhow, but, Moses, look in front of the mountain in front of you. If it stays the same, you're going to see me. If it stays the mountain in front of you, if it stays the same, stable, the way it is way high, then you're going to see me. And so God tajalla, and then he make the mountain as crumble it. You know what crumble mean? Make it tiny pieces. Musa fainted, and he said, oh God, this is it. Then God, I'm sorry, I do believe in you. Let's talk about what is energy. You use your phone here, and you could make a phone call even though the person on the other side is talking and you can hear him. How did the sound transfer from one end to another? Through energy. We can see that another example when you have the microwave. The microwave, when you put something to cook it, you don't see any fire, you don't see any heat, you don't see anything, which is the microwave. It's exactly the same waves which connect your telephone with another telephone through satellite. So as an energy, do we see like when somebody's talking, do we see A, B, C, D? Oh yeah, what I can see what he said. No, we don't. We don't. So it's the call it electromagnetic force. You don't have to know that, but that what it is. There's a lot of things that we feel it, we might feel it, but we do not see it. And that's what we say. We know when I tell you there is a malaika around you, say, oh really? Where are they? He's not an angel. She is not an angel. Where's the malaika talking to me about? And so sudden you feel like it's shaking or something like, oh no, I do believe in it. Like I said, when you pray or something like that, and you're sort of like connected with God, the angels will be so impressed and just keep writing hasanat for you. On the other hand, if you're doing something bad, the shayateen always give you a chance, that you have done bad thing and everything. Then the angel which is on the right hand, he's in command, ask the angel on the left hand, don't write it sayyi'at yet, don't write it as a bad thing yet. Give him a chance. So if the person continue doing the bad thing, and after that he realized or she realized that she's doing a bad thing, they say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, then the angel on the right side, he said, don't write it. He asked forgiveness, God will forgive him. But if he did not ask for forgiveness, it will be right as sayyah. But the forgiveness comes immediately. You don't come like 2 years later and you say, yeah, I did something about 2 years ago. No, it doesn't work this way. After the fact that something bad happened to you, it doesn't work this way. You realize that you have something stupid, something bad, you disobey your parents, you did something bad to your brother or anything like that, you lie, all of these things. God, I made a mistake, please God forgive me, it's forgiven. But it has to come immediately. You cannot wait for, like if your parents punish you and they say, okay, I'm sorry, and you really say it, you don't mean it actually. It doesn't work this way with God. You really have to mean it. Once you said it, it's not written as sayyah anymore, so hasanat. What else you need from God? What else? I mean, your hasanat is like, every hasanat is like 10, and every sayyah is like 1. You see how much you're getting hasanat? So, for a person to go to an-nar, he must be done a lot of tons of bad things here. So the moral of the story, do not get yourself doing bad things by lying, disobeying your parents, not helping elderly, doing good deeds, paying a charity. All these good things that it comes as a natural thing for you. This is an inspiration. We're coming to the end of Ramadan. If you don't have this by now, I can't help you really. If you don't have it inside you by now, I can't help you. And the trick is to continue with that. To continue with that. I know it will erode, it will decrease by time till the coming Ramadan, inshallah, and then you will energize again. It's like your telephone. When you charge it 100%, the next day 80%, the third day 70%, and so on. It's like everything else. And its energy has been discharged. And so human, it's a human nature here. But the fact is, the stronger you are, you maintain that iman and you maintain that connection with God, and you will feel really great in each and every way. You will feel very comfortable, you will feel happy, you feel God. God is with you. You're happy all the time, and your parents said, Muhammad, Ahmad, Amina, mashallah, you're doing a good job. God had inspired them. When you are punished, God is sending people to punish you. God doesn't come in person to punish you. God make it difficult for you through other people. And like it has been said in the history, if the whole country is bad, God will send a bad king for them to be like a punishment for them. God doesn't come in person to punish you. God sends you the means to punish you. So if something happened, bad thing happened to you, so, what did I do now? And you go back and say, oh, yep. My mom asked me to take the garbage out, and I said, Mom, I'm busy while I was playing games. This is a big bad thing, really. You don't realize that. You think it's a light thing, like your mom asked you to do something, Remember what I told you about, like, if you pray the sunnah, and one of your parents call you, you say, Assalamu alaikum, said, yes, Mom, how can I help you? If you pray the sunnah. That's the priorities of the parents. Keep that in mind. So, if your parents ask you something and you are doing a stupid game here, Mom, I'm scoring, hold on, Mom, don't interrupt me, I'm scoring. Scoring what? Say, yeah? That's what you're scoring. Do it, that's fine if that's what you wanted. But remember, on the day of judgment, it was your choice. 100% your choice. You choose that. Nobody asked you, don't say the shaitan, there were no shaitans. At that moment, you and your gadget, and you were asked to do something which God asked you to do it, and so suddenly you delay it. Okay, I've said enough. Let's start with these guys, so we'll alternate, inshallah. Thank you, guys.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ali, and I will be telling you a very short story. So, there was this guy named Muhammad, and he didn't look very good. And then a lady came up to him and started cursing him. So he waited till the lady was done cursing him, and he just said, oh, hi, hey, how are you doing? And he just kept walking. So as I said, this is a very short story. So the moral of the story is you shouldn't really curse people.
Actually, such a thing happened to Umar ibn Khattab. One time, Umar ibn Khattab, the second Khalifa, which is this strong personality Khalifa, You know, Umar ibn Khattab, even the shayateen were afraid of him. So for people not to be afraid of him, it was very unusual. So this man sort of like, he wanted to upset Umar ibn Khattab. So he walked behind him while he was going back home, and he started cursing him. So Umar ibn Khattab did not respond to that. Just keep continue. This is the worst thing you do to somebody. If somebody like saying bad things about you and you smile in his face, what's wrong with him? I'm cursing him. Why is he acting like that? So you make him really angrier. The person who's cursing become more and more angry. Anyhow, Umar ibn Khattab continued walking as if he doesn't hear what he's saying, the guy. Finally, Umar ibn Khattab, he came to his house, and you know, he had the first step, the second step, and he put his hand on the knob, and he looked at the man. He said, young man, I know you haven't finished probably talking or saying the bad things that what you want to say about me, but I'm sorry, this is my house. I'm gonna get in. But I'm willing to wait till you finish all the bad things you want to say about me. Why he's saying that? Because the more bad thing they say about him, the more Umar is getting hasanat. If somebody's saying bad thing, I get the sayyat, he get the hasanat without anything. He doesn't have to do anything. So if you talk bad about somebody, you get sayyat and he get hasanat, the equal hasanat. And that's exactly what happened with Umar. I said, if you want to get more sayyat, I'm willing to wait in front of my door here till you finish, then I will get in. And that as much as it is. So the man felt it really that he had done something so bad, and he asked Umar ibn Khattab to do forgiveness. The other story is, which is about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It happened with Abu Bakr or Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time the Prophet sitting with the Sahaba, and he said, you know, Abu Bakr sitting next to him as usual, and the man Bedouin coming from nowhere, and he walks in, and he looked at them. He said, where is Abu Bakr? He said, you and you and you and you. Yeah, Abu Bakr, what's going on? I don't know the guy. You know, then he got just, Abu Bakr did not even answer, and he looked at the Sahaba and looked at everybody around him. Do anybody know this guy? And that guy just keep cursing him up and down. Then finally Abu Bakr like sort of like upset. And during that time, the Prophet ﷺ, it has said, smile from here to here, and was really smiling. And then Abu Bakr looked at the Prophet ﷺ, you know, this man is cursing me coming from nowhere, and the Prophet is smiling, and nobody's saying anything here. Finally, Abu Bakr got upset, and he started answering the man, you man, why you say that about me, blah, blah, all this thing. The Prophet ﷺ got angry and left. He got angry and left. As soon as Abu Bakr got up and started, you know, answering the man, the Prophet got upset and he left. Then Abu Bakr for them, oh Prophet, excuse me, yes, Abu Bakr. You know, this man coming from nowhere, which I don't know, and he cursing me up and down and left and right, and you smile from here to here. The moment I tried to defend myself, you got upset and you walked away. He said, yep, it's true 100%. He said, please explain to me. This is the point I have been telling you all along. Listen to this now. Listen to this. He said, you see Abu Bakr, when you were sitting down, not answering this man, the angels were answering that man and keep writing hasanat for you. Tons of hasanat. This man, what is can see, and you are not answering him? And that's why I was so happy for you. I said, MashaAllah, you're getting all these hasanat without even doing anything. The moment you open your mouth, the shaitan came in, and I do not sit where the shaitan is. Remember, when you're angry, you say something so stupid. And later I said, oh my God, did I say that? Yes, that was a shaitani thing. And you realize it after the fact. So from the beginning, just stop. Don't say it, and you save yourself this way. So this is a real story about the Prophet ﷺ, but this is Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr. Who's Abu Bakr? He is one of the 10 chosen to go to paradise. So remember that this is, you know, why we study these people? We're supposed to take them an example. If this man, with whatever he did, he is going to heaven. So that it tells you, in other words, what does it take for you to go to heaven? Do not lie, be nice to your parents, do prayer on time, pay zakah, and you're safe. You are on the path of heaven. Nothing else will stop you. Once you continue on that path, that will be the right path, and the malaika will be with you all the time. But you have to be in connection with God all the time. You cannot be this way and that way, and that's what munafiqeen is. You know, one time we are with God and you play, and with the kafirin and playing games, stuff like that, you are with them. Oh, it doesn't work this way. You cannot be that and that. You can be only one. And this is the main thing. Be very distinctive here about yourself. What do you want to be? A real mu'min, to be connected with God. You cannot connect and disconnect whenever you don't want it. Like if you have something like that, most people say, I'm fine. I must be good, you know. The moment something bad, I say, oh God, well, God, hold it. What do you mean, oh God? What happened with the good times? You see, that's human nature. But the smart person, which maintain connection with God, constant. The good time at the bad time. You have a good meal, alhamdulillah. You have a bad meal one day, alhamdulillah. It's equal, totally equal. Yeah. You are grateful to Allah because all of it coming from Allah. Okay?
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Kareem and today I'm going to be talking about animals. One day there was a woman, she did so many bad things. She was kafir and she could be one of the worst sinners there ever was. So one day she was lost in a desert, there was no water, and she found a stray dog and he was almost about to die because he didn't have any water. And then she found a well. She took water from the well and felt bad for the dog. So she took her sock, filled it with water and gave it to the dog, and Allah forgave all her sins. So this one act of kindness to an animal forgave about 30 years of sins for her. And I have another story. This actually happened to me, and I find it right now very hard to explain, but I'll try to explain it. So I'm in the basement just watching TV. I have nothing to do. I finished all my chores. I finished memorizing my Quran. I'm watching TV. I have nothing to do. All of a sudden, my brother comes down and starts yelling, there's a deer, come see it. We go upstairs and we go outside. We go to see the deer, and then while we're going, like I have a backyard, it's pretty big, alhamdulillah. So while we're walking, I ask him a question. If you saw a deer, won't it run away? He said no, this deer is different. We look at the deer, we see it. It's a normal deer, but it's laying down. It can't get up because, see this? This is how thin the stretch of its third leg and its body are connected. This thin. And it tries to run away. And then it just gets hurt even more and more.
He was hit by a car, and what happened is his leg was, very disconnected from the body. Actually, I have a deer in the backyard that live in my backyard. He's like a handicap. One of the legs is broken and he limped actually. He can jump and he can do other things. I have been seeing now for almost like 7 months this deer. So he was hit by a car and he survived. But what he wants to tell you here, kindness is part of human being and you get hasanat for it. Nastiness, it's the other way around. It's no good and you get sayyat for it. So it's in your hand. You have the choice here. You have the choice to get more hasana in the day of judgment. People need one hasana, one single hasana to go to heaven, not to go to hell. One hasana. And you said, I wish. This is the most common word when the day of Ba'ath, the most common word everybody will say, I wish I did more of this good thing. I wish I didn't have this as a friend, which, he persuaded me to do bad thing. All of it, I wish it doesn't mean anything. We gave you your chance before. Like if I told you in school, the test on May 15, you did not study till May 15, and said, oh, I wish I studied, I wish, it doesn't mean anything at this moment here. Okay.
So the leg and the body are this thin. The meat is this thin, connected the leg to the body. And then I'm just gasping for air because it's such a sad sight to see, and it's running away, which is making it even thinner. So we back up so it stops running, trying to run, actually, it can't move. So we're just backing up, and my dad is a vet, everybody, since he's Muslim, he is not their first choice. They go to one vet, they do it wrong. Another vet, wrong, and then they go to my dad. He does it right. Or some people, they just like, my dog is sick, I care, and they go to him straight. So we ask, and then he always does it well. So we go tell him. He's cleaning the pool because we plan to swim later. He's cleaning the pool. We ask him, and then he's like, yeah, let me see this. And then he comes and sees the deer. He goes to the house. He asks my mom, where is the calendar that has all the numbers, the fire department and everything. He calls the police. They come as soon as possible. He shows the police. And it's just scary to see everybody coming to help one animal that is like helpless. Because a deer cannot walk with 3 legs. So, and then they call somebody, and then they come, take the deer. And then this happened 2 years ago. So I was 8. I didn't know much. I asked my dad, what are they gonna do? He's like, Allah knows, but most likely they're gonna mercy kill it. And then I'm like, what's that? They put a bullet in their head and shoot it because Allah said it's haram to keep an animal suffering when it has no hope to live.
Anyway, by the way, the most simple and peaceful way for somebody to do that actually for an animal is like to shoot him in the head to disconnect, so will be no pain in that. I know it's hard. This happened like if you hit a deer with your car and the policeman comes and he see the deer like to left, immediately he take his gun and again. It happened with horses, it happened everything. They call it, like he said, a mercy killing. A mercy killing. You know, you don't want this animal to suffer no more because you can do nothing for this animal. So just keep suffering, it will not get any help from anywhere. So this is a mercy thing which is coming from a merciful person. Okay, can I have him first and then you second?
My name is Zaire, and I'm just going to be talking about how Ramadan is winding down, and I'm just gonna, that's all. And everybody knows that Ramadan is winding down, and it's like the end of fasting and going to Tarawih and praying all that much. But really, you're supposed to continue that. It might be the end of the Ramadan, but the beginning of a new person, a new you, because you're praying more, and Allah will help you even more in this way. There's a short story. So me and my family we were visiting Saudi Arabia to go to the Kaaba, and we went to the Masjid al-Haram, and we were like in there. It was a very hot day. It was like Saudi Arabia. And so, like, my brother was like, he was like wishing, he was praying to Allah that please, like, he was really hot. So, the moment he finished his sentence, a cloud covered the sun. People were like clapping all around. And so, basically, I'm just telling, you should have a connection with Allah. You should have a connection with Him so He will, help you. He will help you even more than usual and give you more hasanat and, help you throughout life to achieve paradise.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ramadan and I'm going to tell a story. So there's this child, he was an orphan, and his uncle was taking care of him. So his uncle was really rich and he was a great hunter. And he used to treat him so badly that he made him do all his chores, clean up the whole house, and he made him wear dirty and wet clothes. So one day, he told him, let's go out hunting together. So when they're hunting outside, he said, there's a cave, a big cave. And then he said, go in the cave and see if there's an animal there. So he went inside, and then he's been in there for 15 minutes, and he kept calling his uncle. He kept saying, uncle, uncle. He kept saying it for around 15 minutes. And then a lot of animals came around him. This story is not actually real, so they talked and said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "My uncle left me alone in the cave." So then he said, "Pick one of us because you can live with us." So he picked the bear. The bears were friendly to him. He learned how to hunt. So he's been with the bears for around 3 months, and he grew fur around his body. So one day his uncle was hunting with his new dog, and then the bear said run, and they kept running for around 1 hour. So then they found a place to hide, and then the uncle found them, and then he dropped the gun. He said, "Is that you? How are you still living? I thought I put you in the cave because you can die." He said, "The bears care more about me because family is more important about anything, and it's stronger than anything." So the moral of the story is you should love your whole family, no matter how they look like, and no matter what they do.
One last person.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ahmed. So among the variety of problems we have in the world, one problem is the orphans. So these orphans, they have no homes, okay? And you just have to think about it, because you go home, and tonight you're gonna go home, inshallah, and you're gonna go with a roof on top of your head. And I know people have said it many, many times, but it's true. And you have food on your plate for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast, and sometimes even in between. So the month of Ramadan really is to help you feel like the poor people and like see how they feel in regular days. So you have to take advantage of Ramadan as well as the stuff that you get on normal days when people literally never eat. And I'm not saying this from a point of view of just a person who wants to just say anything. I'm trying to make a difference in the world and promote orphanages and foster homes, and you guys should too.
Actually, I think his mother, she has 2 orphans that she raised, right? Yeah, mashallah. He had 2, brother and sister? Brother and sister, they are Palestinian, I think they're refugees, and they have been living with him how many years now? 1 year and a half. So he's doing what he has been preaching. He's not just saying it. So, like I said, he's saying it from the heart here. Okay, hold it, guys.
Everyone, in case you didn't know, there are 2 important things you guys need to remember for tomorrow. First, tomorrow's the last day that you can donate the money for the money we're donating. So if you have any money you want to bring it to Atef tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last day. And second of all, tomorrow is the day we're having our party for Ahmed and Mickey. So just make sure to be here so you can celebrate. Well, not celebrate, see and leave.